Hello everyone. A very good evening to all of you. This is me, Tapas Kumar Pradhan, a student of the political science, and I would like to welcome to all of you to this session of my YouTube channel. How are you everyone? I hope you are fine and fit and well. So, as you know that we are successfully conducted the few of the classes of our comparative politics theory and question. So now the time for the revision, whatever we discuss. So without delay, let's get start our discussion. Okay, guys. So, first of all, I would like to discuss with all of you that the concept which we study, okay, the concept which we study, that is how all about the Chinese political systems. Okay, guys. So, quickly, I am telling to you. So, Chinese political system based on the unitary form of the government with the special administrative system. Yes, guys, there is a special administrative systems and National People Congress is basically elect the presidents of the China, and it has consist how many member? It has consisted of 27 member. So far, so the Chinese constitution is concerned. The Chinese constitution is amended 4 times. That is how 54, 75, 78, and 82. Yes, guys, 54, 75, 78, and 82. So this is all about your basically the Chinese basically constitution. Okay. Then the next concept which I would like to highlight to all of you, that is how PIL, public interest litigation. So public interest litigation, first of all, it was introduced in USA in the year of 1960s. Later it was basically introduced in the India, that is how the early 1980s by the V.R. Krishna Nair and P.N. Bhagwati. They are the most pioneer of the public interest litigation. So this is all about the public interest litigation we generally understand here. Okay. Then there is another concept like all about the British constitution and the structure, as I last day discussed about with you, that the Robert Walpole is the first prime minister of the British constitution, and the in British that we basically generally understand the parliament are basically sovereign. It is neither the constitution neither the Supreme Court. It is the parliament which basically sovereign. Okay. Then there is a equal right to vote given in by the British Act, that is how 1928, which you basically generally understand. That is how the 1928. Okay, guys. So this is the concept. Okay. Then so next concept is like in front of you, which I'd like to discuss with all of you, that Switzerland constitution basically created in the year of as you see can 1999. Then USA constitution abolished the slavery system in the year of 1865. Okay, so under the 13th Constitutional Amendment Act 1865. Then there is a adoption of Chinese constitution in the year of 1982 and Indian constitution 1949. Yes, guys, Indian constitution 1949. So this is all about the information which basically we discussed last date. So let's solve a few of important question of the SSC Political Science Odisha, which is going to provide a brief understanding to you. Let's start. Like first question in front of you. Okay, so first question in front of you can see that how many source of states law had been described by Kautilya in Arthashastra. So how many source of law there are described by the Kautilya in the basically Arthashastra? There are the basically, guys, it is the 4 source. What are the 4 source? That is how you can understand Animikas, Troy, Bhatra, and Dandaniti. So guys, these are the 4. Okay, these are the 4th source of the state law in Arthashastra basically Kautilya describes. Okay, so I am quickly tell about what is a means Anibhikasi, like it is a philosophy. For example, the philosophy of India is lie in preamble. Troy means like it is the cultures. Okay, in our society, in our political system, there is also cultural phenomena. And Bhatra means economic. Without economy, the society cannot be exist. Then Dandaniti means the rule, regulations, laws of the states. That is how the 4 like the state laws was basically described by the Kautilya in Arthashastra. So this is how the source of the state law. Then next question in front of you, that is how it is. The answer is like 4, like A. Like which movement was started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So guys, Raja Ram Mohan Rai basically started the Brahmo Samaj. Yes, you all of you know that the Raja Ram Mohan Rai started the Brahmo Samaj in which year? Now it is the 1828. Okay guys, so 1828 Raja Ram Mohan Rai started the Brahmo Samaj. Also Raja Ram Mohan Rai started the Atmiya Sabha in the year of 1815. Okay guys, so Atmiya Sabha also in the year of 1850. Do remember that thing, also important from the exam point of view. Then who was the founder of Atmiya Sabha? So guys, it is also Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So this is how they already asked the question. Now the time they can ask the question about Raja Ram Mohan Rai by integrating this all information. It is the conceptual, it is the factual. So that is how you have to remember from the exam point of view. Then guys, next questions like what is the role of the science according to Swami Vivekananda? So as you know, Swami Vivekananda is a modern political thinker. Swami Vivekananda is a modern political thinker. And what are the basically role of the science according to Swami Vivekananda? Now it is the causing the destruction in the world. It will be creating a division in the international community. It promote the narrow nationalism. It bringing the world together and accelerating the universal unity. Yes. So guys, you know Swami Vivekananda gave the concept is like new Vedanta. In this new Vedanta, Swami Vivekananda talk about that the world should be based on the unity, okay, in diversity. He talk about there will be a fraternity, the brotherhoodness, okay, spirituality, and the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam principle should be spread all over the world, which is basically lies in the bedrock of Indian principle. So this is how he talk about to convert the science into the universal unity. Similarly, your Nehru also talk about we have to be channelize the science on the by centralizing the humanistic the approach. Okay, this is how the concept we have to remember here. Swami Vivekananda. Then Gopal Krishna Gokhale was against what? Gopal Krishna Gokhale support the local self government, support the communal harmony, support the individual liberty. You will be surprised that Gopal Krishna Gokhale, one who basically liberal scholar, okay, a liberal scholar, he support the Britishers. Although his student, the Mahatma Gandhi, not support the Britisher, but Gopal Krishna Gokhale support the Britisher, and he also famous for the concept of education, the concept of limited vote. Like J.S. Mill, Gopal Krishna Gokhale also talk about now there will be should be a limited vote, there will should be a weightage vote system on the basis of property, education, the vote weightage will be determined. He did not support the universal adult suffrage concept. So do you remember the Gopal Krishna Gokhale did not support the adult suffrage. Okay, so this is how you have to remember. And he against the violence because the Gopal Krishna Gokhale is a moderate leader. You all of you know that very well. Then guys, next question in front of you. So what is the fold program that for the effective political action according to Tilak? So according to Tilak, what is the fold program which is basically effective political actions? What are the three? So boycott violence, national education, boycott Swadeshi, national education, boycott war, peace, boycott localism or internationalism. So guys, boycott Swadeshi and national education is the fold program for effective political action. And he said that the Swaraj is a trunk, and Swadeshi and the boycott it will the trunk of it, okay, branches of it. Swaraj is a trunk and boycott and Swadeshi, they are the branches of it, the famous slogan given by Bal Gangadhar Tilak. So this is all about for the today understanding the pattern of the question they ask and to go to the deep and understanding that what is the background of it. This is all about the like information for the today class. So this is all about from my side for the today special discussion, the important question, the concept, the its nature, what kind of question they ask, how they basically frame the question. So we all the thing basically discuss. So this is all about from my side for this today, and I hope it will be helpful to you. And if you like my pod, do subscribe to press the bell icon, that will not miss such kind of research video, and do share with your friend because sharing is always caring. Thank you guys, have a nice day.